Welcome to Write 1060 for the fall 2023 semester. I'm looking forward to working with you. My name is Professor Laura Gabrion. I will be walking you through the course briefly as an attempt to get you acclimated before this first week of the semester starts. All right, so we're in our Moodle page, and you can see that we've got weekly announcements, and I will adhere to those. I always send a reminder on Sundays, sometimes Saturdays, but mostly Sundays. This is our course text, so if you open it up, you'll notice that we're working with an open education resource, and what I do each week is walk you through exactly what you need to be reading for the week, and I'll show you that in just a minute. And then there's some additional resources for you as a student, links to support services, both academic and otherwise. And so please feel free to use those. I encourage you, when you aren't sure about something course related, definitely reach out to me. But if there are some bigger issues going on that you want to address, please reach out to the experts in each of these areas. I'm always willing to offer you some guidance, but definitely there are experts throughout the university that can provide you with the services that you need. All right, so what you'll notice when you go through Moodle is that every week is set up pretty much in the same way. You'll have a weekly video. You'll have the review section is the types of things that I would hand out if we were in a face-to-face class. So they're assignment explanations, or they're supplemental documents that or videos. They could be linked to a particular resource that might be helpful to you for that week. And then you have due, and that's where you have your assignments that are due typically by Sunday of that week at 11:59 p.m. Now, it does vary some weeks based on some interruptions to our normal scheduling, things like fall break, or maybe Thanksgiving break, where we might have to have something due later into the next week. All right, and then just note too that as we move further past the first week, we'll have our reading assignments as well. So it'll be view, read, review, and do, and that'll be a pattern for most weeks. Like I said, unless there's nothing to read that week, or you might not have anything to review that week. Now let's just take a second to look at the reading assignments. And so what will happen when you're in those reading assignments is I've noted where where in this particular, lab navigation menu on the left-hand side you'll be looking. I've noted what you need to read, and then I've also included a Prezi that captures the big ideas from that reading section. So that's pretty much how all of the reading pages will look. And hopefully, of course, if you have questions about the reading assignment, don't hesitate to ask, but hopefully it's laid out pretty clearly for you. All right, so let's go back to week one. In addition to, these resources up at the top, there's our course syllabus, of course, and you'll notice in the course syllabus that it lays out, all of the learning outcomes, the objectives, the required texts. I will be honest, we won't refer to Grizz Writes in this course, but if you've used it for 1050, or if you'd just like to have a copy of it, please follow the directions here. We will be using our open education resource, Argument and Critical Thinking, and I encourage you to refer to the Purdue Online Writing Lab as often as possible as a guide for APA formatting. But definitely, if you've got other resources, I personally have the actual APA manual that I refer to quite often. So whatever is most comfortable for you, but these two obviously are free. You've got your course procedures. I do want you to note, though, that you do need a backup plan. This is a fully online class, so if you run into issues where your computer isn't working, or you don't have Wi-Fi at home, you do need to find an alternative. There are public libraries. OU has many, available computers and obviously Wi-Fi on campus. So if something goes wrong, definitely figure out what your backup plan is, because the class will go on regardless of any issues. It gives you some, expectations as far as what I expect you to do, what I will do. You've got your grade determination and the various assignments, and you'll notice that our bigger projects are divided into smaller assignments, and I'll show you that as well. You've got your late submission policy, you've got your academic conduct policy. Please note that all work must be your own and original. We are going to peer review, so you will be sharing your work. We've got an early alert system to let you know if there's, additional support you might need, or actions for you to stay on track. And some of these accommodations and special considerations and non-discrimination statements, etc., are also on that OU resources document that I showed you in the beginning, including things like the Writing Center. So you can peruse through this and read through it. You'll notice that the weekly schedule is set up exactly the same way that the Moodle page is set up. So hopefully, again, to alleviate any possible confusion, and walk you through, just basically what's due each week. There's a discussion forum grading rubric, and you'll note there that it will let you know what you need to do to get the highest grade possible, and what will happen, if your post is maybe you only make an initial post and respond to one other when your a total of 3 responses are due. It just walks you through the allocation of points. If the post is more than 6 hours late, it's automatically 5 points out of the 15. And if it's more than 72 hours late, because it's intended to be interactive, it's intended to be a discussion between you and your classmates, then you would get no credit for the posts. All right. So then finally, the percentage distribution of individual assignments. So as I noted just a few minutes ago, project number 1 is divided into several smaller assignments that go into it. So it's important to know what makes up the total. Another point of showing you this document or including it in our course materials is simply that sometimes it happens that you've got a couple of assignments due on a Sunday evening and you don't start until maybe a couple hours before they're due. It's important to think about what is worth the most towards your grade. So if you're going to have a late assignment, or if you've expended all of your late assignments and you're going to have a missing assignment, you probably want to pick the one that's worth less towards your total grade. So it's something to keep in mind as you maneuver through the course. I mean, my hope is that none of your assignments are late, and that you're not missing any assignments, but these things do happen, like it's in the way sometimes. All right, so then let's finish up with what you have due this particular first week of the semester. You'll note that both of them are due on Sunday at 11:59, and as I said, that's pretty customary, but there are a few exceptions. All right, so let's look at your first assignment. Discussion forum number 1, you're going to create a short 30-second video. Animoto is a free software application. You're going to create a quick video about yourself so that we can get to know each other. You'll see that I've added mine. I gave you a couple tutorials on how to make an Animoto video, but I don't even think you need those. It's pretty easy to navigate. So once you do that, you'll post it. And then as you'll note up here, you're gonna view at least 2 other students' videos and comment on them. This can be low key, but remember that discussion forum rubric. This is a writing class, so you're adhering to standard conventions for academic writing, even if you're just informally posting back to somebody about their interests and their pets and their family members. So that is due 3 posts by Sunday. Your video link and your responses to at least 2 students. You're welcome to always respond more than the required responses. That's just the minimum. All right. And then you need to submit this by Sunday. This one is really important. You're going to spend about 45 to 60 minutes responding to the prompt, and you'll post, you've got an assignment submission where you're going to simply, you're looking at a 500 plus word essay responding to the prompt. What is your position after you've read the top portion on the effects of social media on today's youth? Do you agree with the research that links excessive time online to negative consequences for teens? Or do you believe that the effects might be more complex or even positive? And so you'll respond. Now remember, argumentative writing has some components here. You've got claim, you've got supporting evidence, you've got reasons, examples. Most often you at least acknowledge that there is a counterpoint of view. You're going to want to introduce this in a way that includes your claim, and you're going to want to close in a way that reinforces your claim and evidence. So think about that as you put this together. As I said, it's really important because it lets me see where you are in this kind of evolution of our writing skills that really never stops. And it alerts me to any possible support I may need to offer you in order to succeed in the class, or it just allows me to give you a thumbs up and say, hey, you're right on target. Let's get going. All right. After you've looked through everything for the course, definitely if you have questions, feel free to ask. I'm excited about working with all of you this semester, and I'm always available via email. Please know that within 24 hours, I will respond to you. So if you have not heard from me in 24 hours when you have a question, please reach back out. It could be that you've got the wrong email address or something to that effect, but you can message me in Moodle. You can email me via webmail. Either way, I'm continually looking for student emails in an effort to keep you on track. I'm looking forward again to this semester. Have a great rest of your summer break.